Somehow we've gotten sidetracked to the subject of me staying here for my whole summer vacation. I actually hadn't decided myself how long I'll be here then. In spite of myself, I glanced towards Dojima-san.
We wouldn't mind at all. Nanako would love to have you around.
The train will be arriving shortly. Please step behind the white lines for your safety.
As I lift my luggage, Nanako rushes over to hug me. She was pouting before, but it looks like her sadness has reached its limits.
I don't want you to leave. I want to play with you too.
Nope.
Nanako.
Get Skype.
You really didn't get to spend much time with her.
Have you played Team Fortress 2? That's free.
I know. Nanako-chan, come over to my place. We have a dog. No, I want Big Bro.
Nanako, if you keep saying such selfish things, I'll tell you a scary story before bed.
Wow, Dojima's a dick. I'm sorry. That was not an intentional pun on his detective role. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Nanako freezes for a moment with a sudden jolt before reluctantly letting me go. Dojima-san, I'm not sure that's a good way to keep her in line.
I'll have more time over the summer vacation, Nanako. We can play more then.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't know Nanako-chan doesn't like scary stories.
Yeah, if she sees a scary story on TV before bed, she can't go to the bathroom by herself. I'm the one who gets woken up in the middle of the night.
Dad!
Sorry.
Jeez, we're through, Dad.
Nanako, tired of being teased so much, rushes into the train even though the departure bell is already ringing. That was not good timing.
Nanako!
I chase after Nanako and rush into the train, just as the door closes behind me. Dojima-san and my friends are left behind on the platform with dumbfounded expressions. As the scenery begins to slowly move, they all start chasing after our train. Nanako looks back and forth between me and the others outside and then seems a bit panicked. I grin and then look around inside the train for a seat where we can both sit down until the next station. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. Relax. Unless you're on an express, then you might be a little more hosed.
Break. Broken? Eat. Eaten? Why the hell does it keep changing like that? Break? What is it, a car? I don't even have any brothers named Ken!
Oh my! Are you studying English? It must be a cold day in hell.
You old hag! I'm trying to study here, so quit making fun of me!
My. He's embarrassed.
Damn, my mom looks so happy. I ain't doing this because I want to. I ignore her and turn back to this study aid thing.
Oh, that's right. There's something I wanted to ask you.
Oh.
Well, what is it? Quit bothering me. I just hurry up and ask already.
Well, our dyes seem to be running out much faster lately. Do you know anything about that?
I get all flustered at a sudden question.
How should I know? Maybe we had a burglar or something.
Is he actually learning how to
Oh my.
die?
A burglar who only steals dyes?
Like I said, how should I know? You're probably just imagining it anyway.
Is that so? How odd.
Man, she's weirdly sharp about this stuff. I can't let her figure it out yet. She can't know that I'm, like, thinking about the family business and all. So yeah, they're probably traditional clothing dyers. Maybe they explain them more in the game, I don't know. My senpai at 30 is now. It's only natural that they talk now and then about our plans for the future. And I've been giving it some thought myself, so I decided to start training in secret about stuff like dying. Huh? What's the studying for? Well, that's part of my plan too.
Oh, I just remembered. That navy blue handkerchief I washed yesterday had an odd unevenness to its coloring.
Yeah,
What?
scrubbed
Carol,
here.
that handkerchief is my best work lately, and
Wait, the one I washed was a white handkerchief. Ah, the ravages of age.
She's wily.
you old hag!
Ma leaves, chuckling all the while. That old hag, she knew. Feeling embarrassed about my secret training, getting found out, I take a break from studying and pick up one of the dyed goods out in the store.
The color just isn't the same.
I compare it to the fabric I dyed for my mascot plushie. I didn't notice until I actually worked with dyes on my own, but Ma's dyed goods is something else. How does she get the dyes to do that? I catch myself sighing and shake the cobwebs out of my head. You senpais going back to the city, and my other senpai are probably leaving town next year too, according to their post-grad plans. Rise and Naoto's too, even now. They're away from Inaba more than they're here. To be honest, it's sad to see us all go our separate ways, but the funny thing is, I don't feel as nervous about it as I did. Maybe it's because I found a goal I can be proud of. That goal is to become a pro craftsman, spreading my dyed goods across the world. I do that, and my friends who leave Inaba won't be lonely no matter where in the world they are. But first, I gotta get better at dyeing. And I gotta learn to speak English, too. Same. With new resolve, I look up at the Tatsumiya shop curtain. Seeing those vibrant, perfectly dyed colors, I can't help but feel a wicked laugh rising up in me. Clippy, thanks for the host.
God damn it!
We will be switching games after this epilogue, so there will be more. Still don't know what time it is. I don't really check. I have a thing over here with a clock on it.
Excuse me.
Oh wow, it's almost 2 a.m. Okay, I hope wooden floor is short. If not, we'll come back to it next week, but whatever. As I'm picking up the empty place in the parlor, which is as lively as usual, a guest beckons me over.
Oh, you're a high school girl and a manager? That's awesome.
Please stop trying to hit on the high school
Hey,
girls.
could you wash my back later?
That's, yeah, like I said.
Sir, please don't joke like that.
Well, I might consider it if you held a party here every day for the next year.
Really? I'll take you up on that.
Thank you for your patronage. Of course, I must ask that you pay for everything up front.
Huh?
Play on, player. While the guest is stunned, I exit the parlor. Even people like him are important guests. It'd be easy to lash out, but I started to learn lately that there are other ways to deal with them.
Yuki-chan, are you okay? Are you sure you're not pushing yourself too hard?
Don't worry. I'll make sure to lean on you and the others if I'm ever feeling stressed. Please help me out if that happens.
It's a decent kitchen.
Really? You've gotten so dependable all of a sudden.
3 burners is a little light, but you work with what you got. I can't help but smile at other waitresses' delight. The reason I'm able to try my best like this isn't because of my strength alone. It's more that I want to keep pushing myself further, because I have people who depend on me. And I think it's because of that case that I'm thinking this way now. Some of the wording drives me nuts. I made my decision to take over the inn and everyone's cheering me on. To live up to their expectations, I need to train hard, so I won't be a disgrace as the inn's manager. Even when it comes to cooking, I don't have to be as good as the chefs. I just need to be able to make some simple appetizers by myself. As I moved to the corner of the kitchen I was borrowing, I checked the contents of the pot. Well,
It's
okay.
missing a bit of tartness. Maybe I should use yogurt. It burned? That's odd. I was sure this was how the chefs did it.
Nope.
Yuki-chan? I smell something burning. Are you okay?
I'm okay. For now.
You're improving as a manager. But I think your progress as a cook is still bumpy.
I can't help but sigh at the waitress's gentle rejection as I stare at the burnt pot. Maybe I should get more people to help taste my food. Yeah, I'm not alone, so I'm sure my friends will be eager to help me out. Just feed it to Teddy. Kill Teddy. Bye, Teddy. Teddy's dead, the final nightmare. Do I have to do this with every character?
Huh. I'm gonna leave math for later. I gotta start with general ed questions first.
Okay. I wave the white flag at the incomprehensible row of numbers and open up a different book. Sheesh, this one's pretty thick too.
What is this? Some kind of old manuscript? Oh. I'm in great shape at least. How come there aren't any practical skills in the primary exam?
I give up at the end of the endless list of formal sentences and plop onto my bed. The comfortable feeling of my pillow slowly lowers me to sleep.
So sleepy.
Okay, now I'm starting to see why everyone says Chie is best girl. It's no use. I know when I'm beat. The sample questions for the police employment exam are too tough.
I bet Master would totally ace the written exams too. I mean, he'd make it to the top easy.
I remember declaring to Akihiko-san my dream to be a police officer when I got to see him again during the incident the other day. Why a police officer? It's simple, really. So I can protect everything I care about. And punch it. Things like my family and friends, and this town itself, where I have so many fond memories of growing up. Yukun's gone back far away to the city, and since Yosuke's decided to go to college, he'll eventually leave Inaba too. Rise-chan and Naoto-kun will probably have a lot of traveling in their work, and even Yukiko said she might go to do some innkeeper training elsewhere. Kanji-kun's supposedly up in the mountains in search of dyes and cooking wood, I think. Wait, that part about the cooking wood seems off. But even if we end up separated, it won't change the fact that we can always come back here to Inaba. That's why I'll protect this town. That, I think, is the real strength everyone gave me.
Alright, I'm gonna become a police officer. No doubt about it. If Master's at the top, I'll work my way up to his level.
Okay. And that's why I can't be bummed out just because I'm stumbling a bit over subjects I'm not so good at. I lightly slap both my cheeks to wake myself up and get a second wind, and then I jump out of bed and head back to my desk once more. These sample questions are a tough enemy right now, but the stronger the enemy, the more a true fighter welcomes the challenge. Once I become a police officer, I'll bust up bad guys at crime scenes one after another.
Master, I need to be on the streets, not behind a TV.
Please don't break your TV. Akihiko-san, a government official with the police, will be my strict but kind boss. Oh, and I bet if a case comes up, our ace detective Nato-kun will help us out on the investigation. Yukon and the others will be amazed at how I take care of business. It's kind of embarrassing to think about that, though. Hee.
I'm gonna do my best.
Next. How many characters were there? Please tell me I don't have to go through all the Persona 3 people, too. Now I can see why this was 15% of things. Sometime after the Golden Week incident, I was in the drawing room of a certain dummy company in Okina City. To the public, it's merely a small publishing company, but in truth, it's been rented out by public safety to serve as base of operations for administrative police activities carried out in secret. That is a lot of words. Though at times I cooperate with them on investigations, I am still an ordinary high school student, and since I'm only an outsider from the police's perspective, it would cause too much of a stir for me to come in contact with public safety at regular police stations. This, in other words, is one of the few places I can be at ease. I've come here a number of times after that case and grown acquainted with some of the part-time employees. Given my position, it may be dangerous to get too close to public safety, but the relationship is extremely useful as a source of information. The fact that it's a pipeline I established myself undoubtedly gave me greater confidence as well. Upon hearing the details of this case, the man from public safety is lost in thought for some time. But then, he tells me with some chagrin that the secret inquiry into the Kiriju group is concluded.
What do you mean?
You probably believe that this investigation...
We should have enough battery for the outro, I hope.
That's not
Let me plug it in.
It was ordered by top public safety officials who aren't keen on Mitsuru Kirijo's influence. They're trying to find fault with her to rein her in.
Then, were these top officials dissatisfied with my report?
Shoutouts to really long USB cords! Woo!
Oh, your report was detailed and accurate. But that was too fair for their liking.
Are you asking me to report a distortion of the truth?
Don't glare like that. The officials used Kirijo's disappearance this time to order an investigation on the Shadow Operative's facility.
Good luck with that.
Yes, I know about that. I'd heard from my friends.
But these investigation results aren't what those at the top hoped for. If this continues, they may abandon rational judgment in their desperation.
In other words, you think they would begin to suspect me as taking sides with Kirijo?
Yes, that's not what we hope to see happen. In all honesty, enabling their power struggle has no upside for our organization at all. We are very satisfied with your work. That's why it would be less than ideal if you lost favor with the top officials and became unhireable.
I understand. Though they're all part of public safety, you're saying the top officials and the on-site investigators have different views.
That's the nature
Oh,
of the beast.
actually, it's about ethics and
You have
public
my
safety.
permission to continue visiting this place from now on. So, I ask that you play along this once.
Permission to continue. So, you leave a thread for me to follow while telling me not to get too involved. A bit self-serving, wouldn't you say?
A harsh assessment. Both the inner truth and the outer veneer matter in society. That's how it is.
We're learning
I was only
things.
joking. I thank you for your generous consideration.
I give a bow and then leave the room. When I step outside the building, I see a clear blue sky spreading overhead. I take a seat on a bench that catches my eye. The afternoon sunlight, just now beginning to heat up, shines down on me. It's been a while since I've had times such as this with nothing pressing to occupy me. Looks good. The hat, I like the hat better without the coat. I'm just saying. This case forced me to think about several things. First, Shadow-related incidents are not limited to the Midnight Channel. Second, the Shadow Operatives, the only organization that can counter those threats, are in a politically unstable position. Finally, there may be more powerful remnants of ergo research, like Show somewhere.
This bears further investigation.
Since I am both a detective and a Persona user, there should be truths that only I can unearth from my unique position. In case we want to give her or him a spin-off game. The scope of the investigation will be vast, and I may no longer be able to remain in Inaba. But no matter what kind of physical distance I put between myself and the friends I made here, our hearts will never be apart. Having made my resolution, all I must do is make the first move in my investigation.
It seems I'm about to be very busy.